on one side, I'm very curious about what the new chapters will be, and also to avoid spoilers because they are inevitable, right? So it's better just to play them right now. On the other side, though, I really would enjoy playing it all over again because, well, I want to say something about Toby Fox as a developer, more even, because personally, I admire a lot the work that Toby Fox does. I'm not saying that as a fan, but more like as a developer, because personally, when I make games, I feel like there is something I want to make that, in a way, is something that Toby Fox makes, which is the constant fun. Toby Fox, you take any game, well, there's not. We can consider each chapter as a single game, okay? You can take each chapter or even Undertale, and every moment never gets repetitive. There is not grinding, okay, except when it's intended, you know what. Every moment is never becomes repetitive. Maybe it's a long time I don't play Undertale though, I don't know, but from the game feels like the developer knows how to piece the game, how to give a constant rhythm to everything, to introduce characters, to use them in different scenarios, just to have the freshness all over again. That's why I'm calling the stream. Oh, I can smell the fresh gameplay because even if I play for fun here, because I'm very very curious on what Toby cooked up, yeah. On the other side, I also want to see, as a game developer, how he managed to keep a new chapter every time, and also doesn't seem repetitive, and is long but not long enough, not too long, and is still long without recycling too much stuff. Because what Toby Fox is doing here is making chapters where the first two established a formula. You enter a dark world, you solve it, you beat the big bad boss, and you return to the normal world. Repeat that like 7 chapters. It will get boring eventually. So that's also a nice moment to analyze and see how Toby Fox manages it. And apart from chapter by chapter, there is also the inner chapter, because again, in the same formula we have enter dark world, stuff happens, you beat the final boss, you beat the secret boss if you want, and then you're out. And maybe in the second chapter they introduce the new formula, which is there is a secret dark route or something. Still, the stuff in between, which is the random stuff happens, is not enough to make a fun gameplay. Should be the that's what a lot of games suffer from. Even or mostly AAA games. Because AAA games just want to be longer than possible, and fill the middle with random stuff that's happening. Not only that, also indie games and everything. In indie games we have a start, an end, and usually in the middle there's stuff happening. Maybe the most clear example is Everhood 2, even if from that maybe it was more intentional, but still a very important part in doing the middle stuff in any game is to make it interesting, use the stuff you have and don't make it irrelevant for the overall plot. Actually, yeah, I think it's kinda required to make a plot that makes sense with the start and the finish in the middle. But I see too many games where there are fillers in the middle that don't mean anything. Like, oh, the start the village is on fire. In the middle, oh yeah, let's go beat bandits in a cave. Then what? Let's go defeat a dragon in the volcano. And at the end, let's defeat a dragon, the demon lord. The stuff in the middle, though, as I said, it doesn't make sense. You can have the full story even without the stuff in the middle. In Deltarune and Undertale, though, the stuff in the middle, it's usually not important as well. For example, you could remove some stuff in the middle you would lose some interactions, some boss fights, some memorable moments, but the main story would be the same, because the main story is based on a very basic concept, which is in Undertale, go leave the underground. So all the stuff in the middle usually doesn't matter. But as I said, doesn't matter, but it's memorable. That's what Toby Fox does well. Doesn't manage a complex storytelling in the middle of the game, in the middle of the chapters, but manages to make what happens very memorable. And in a way, I don't want to compliment myself. I just realized that myself as well, I can't do a good complex story in the middle. I as well do a start and a finish, and fill the middle with usually mind-bending puzzles or your computer will shut down in 10 minutes. So I don't really want to compare myself with Toby Fox, but I feel like I can learn a lot from playing his games. It's exactly because of how he does them. A story with a start, a story with a finish, and the middle where stuff happens. Memorable stuff happens.